Now I will do another validation of a phone number. For example, I want to validate a phone number like this. So this is actually the Bangladeshi phone number format. So I am just going to show you how to validate it. For example, I am going to do the task from the beginning. So 019, right? So here I am going to give, it will be 0 to 9, or I can directly call here that 019 will be first number. So what the number we need, that is, for example, 019, what can be the Bangladeshi number, 018, or it can be, for example, this is just for example, okay, not real validation, just I am showing. If I want to validate like this, 019, 017, then 016, okay, what I will do, another one, 017, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 016, 017, 018 and 019. For example, these are the valid phone numbers. If I want to validate this type of phone number, what I will do? So remember 01789, I am going to remove it. Okay. So first I will put two number. 01 is fixed, 9 can be changed, right? So here I will write like this, 01, and it is fixed 01. After that, after the 01, what will be? After the 01, there will be, for example, 9 or 7 or 8 like this. So here I can add another rule. 01 is fixed, it will be there, and another will be here. For example, the number will be 9, or we know the pipe symbol I will use. For example, 9, pipe 7, pipe 8, then another one is 6. I am going to give here a bracket, a parenthesis, okay. So 019, so these three are validated. After that, how many characters are there? 1 2 9 9 9 9 9, that means 8 characters, right? So these 8 characters must be 0 to 9, and the total length is 8. So all these are validated, right? So I am going to give 016. You see that this is also validated, but 015 if I give, it is invalid. 016 accepted, 7 accepted, 8 accepted, 9 accepted, but if you give 3, 2, 1, etc., are not accepted. So this is actually working perfectly, but after the phone number I can write, but still it is validated. So what I can do, according to our rule, I can easily give it, for example, like this one, dollar symbol in the last, then only you can give up to this, but nothing after that. If you give any one number after that, it will not be validated. So this is the phone validation, and I hope you have understood how I can easily validate many types of things. Now I am going to show you another important thing, that is email address. For example, this is an email address. I will validate the email now. So here what I can do, in order to validate email, for example, the first characters that are there, so what it can be, so it will start anything. For example, I am going to give here something like this, the first character A to Z, okay. So I am going to validate the first character like this, then A to Z, or 0 to 9, it can be first character. If you want that, the first character can be also underscore. I'm not sure, I'm just going to test it, okay. So here if I give underscore, you see that now it is validated, but if I do not give underscore, it is actually invalid. But if I give here any digit, it is valid, any uppercase, it is valid, any lowercase, it is valid. So here I can tell that the first character must be like this, okay. If I want to give a dot in the first character, you can then give a dot also, and you see that this is valid. So in this way you can give also uppercase, add like this. If you want to give hyphen, you can also give this, then here the hyphen will be valid, okay. So in this way you can add many rules here in the case of phone number. And after that you see that there is a anchor in the phone number. Of course there will be an anchor text, so here I give the anchor. Here I am going to give a valid. Okay, so up to anchor it is validated. After that there is gmail.com or something like that. So here what I can do, you can just give anything here as the previous. So here I can just give what, for example 0 to 9, but here I see it is invalid. I am going to give plus, then for example 0 to 9 I give, and then A to Z. It can be a small a to z, also it can be capital A to Z. You see that now Gmail, so G is validated, right? After that there will be a dot symbol, so dot means this dot, and after the dot there will be the last rule, that is for example A to Z, something like that, A to Z. Okay, and here I recommend before dot you should use this symbol. Okay, so when you will use dot like this anywhere, so you just use a backslash, and then A to Z. You see that after dot there is com, right? So it can be for example 2 character to 5 character, I will give it allowed, and this can be A to Z or capital A to Z, no number, because it normally goes to be happen .com, .org, .edu or .us, something like that. So I give it like this, and here I will have to give a range. That means this com, that means after dot what will come, this will be the range. 2 character is also okay, 5 character is also okay. So I am going to give a range 2 to 5. So you will have to give the range like this, 2, 5. Now you see that this is valid. And lastly I will give this one. I already have described why I will give it in the last, so I am not going to tell you again. You see that after that if you give 1, that is okay, because it can be total 5 characters. So here 4 character, another one is allowed. But if you give another one after that, it will be invalid, because 6 character is not valid. Also if I give only 1 character, you see that this is invalid. You must have to give at least 2 character here. So this is actually the email validation, and I can easily show you this email validation using the programming. For example, I want to give you an example here where I started to do the programming, and here instead of this I am going to do that, and input I will give here. For example, the string can be rfin2k gmail.com, and I will set the rule here into here. Okay, so what is my rule? My rule is I am going to copy the full items from here and I am going to paste it here. So this is the rule. So here I will give email is valid, and here if that is not valid I will give email is not valid. So let's check it if this email is valid or not. I am going here, refresh, email is valid. If I give another email where this is total 6 character like this, now if I refresh, email is not valid. That means it is working. If I give 2 characters, then it is also valid, but if I give here 1 character, this will tell you it is not valid. So this is actually valid. Email is valid. So in this way you can check the validation here. And you know this is actually preg match, but there is another thing, that is preg replace. That means in a string first I will search something, then I will replace that with another string. For example, I am going to give a string that is, for example, Bangladesh is a nice country, and here I give Bangladesh is a very good country. So for something like that, now here I will echo the preg replace, because it will just replace and output the result. So preg replace, and here I am going to give total 3 parameter. First, second and third one is string name, and first one is what is I will go to replace. For example, the Bangladesh, I will go to replace Bangladesh, and it will be replaced by USA. So I will search using the pregmas system. That means this regular expression I will use to search, and which I will replace, I will just give it here. Then the output will be like this: USA is a nice country, USA is a very good country. So let's check it. I'm going to refresh. You see that those two entries are changed by USA. Now here if I tell that only the first one will be replaced, that means I use the cap. So from the very first letter it will start to match, and if Bangladesh is get there, it will tell that it will just replace this one, but the second one will not be replaced. So let's check it. So you see that the first one is replaced, but the second one Bangladesh is intact, it is not replaced. So in this way you can use preg replace and use the regular expression here, and it will help you to do your project. So I hope you have understood how I have worked with the regular expression, right? And here I am going to do to tell you another thing, that is when I started to search here, for example the Bangladesh, what I already given here, I am going to copy it, and here I am going to paste it. Okay, so here you know that I started to search Bangladesh from cap, without cap. If I start to search Bangladesh, is Bangladesh, B is a small letter, you see that it is not the output is not showing, because this Bangladesh and this Bangladesh are not same. That means it is by default case sensitive. It is actually case sensitive because after the slash you see that there is a GM, and here G means actually global, and there is multi-line. So I do not actually need multi-line. Global also I can omit, but here you see that insensitive, case insensitive match. If I click here, you see that now it is matched. So a small letter B and big letter uppercase B, starting with this and this, so these two words are now same, one match found, because I used a I here, right? So here if I want to do that, so here I am going to remove it. Bangladesh will be replaced by USA, but here I give the Bangladesh a small character. So here you will see that this is not replaced because it does not get the Bangladesh here, because B is a small, this B is uppercase. In order to fix it, I will have to use I here. You know that this software is giving me I mean insensitive, that means case insensitive, it will be replaced by insensitive. Now it will work. If I refresh, you see that this is changed. Now our program can identify that this Bangladesh and this Bangladesh are same. So in this way you can use here I or other things that are given here. You can try with that. A lot of things are given here. Extended, single line, Unicode. If you want to match the Unicode, you can use the full Unicode. You can use. So in this way you can just use and test it. But I have shown you the basic examples. I hope you have understood.